Wendell and Wild is a 2022 animated horror comedy film directed by Nightmare Before Christmas director Henry Selick and produced by Jordan Peele under his Monkey Paw banner, who also provides the voice for Wild. It was also distributed by Netflix and stars, along with Peele, Keegan-Michael Key, Angela Bassett, and Lyra Cross, along with Ving Rhames, among others. Let's stop beating around the bush and dive right in. The premise of this film revolves around a teenage girl named Kat Elliott, voiced by Lyra Cross. Now, Kat is carrying a lot of heavy weight with her due to the guilt she feels at indirectly having her parents killed. In reality, a maggot was in her candy apple, so she screamed, accidentally causing her parents to drive into a lake. And because she survived and her parents didn't, she's experiencing a lot of survivor's guilt as well. Now, because of this, Kat is viewed as troubled, but I feel like there's something inside of her that just wants someone to tell her that everything is alright and what happened was all an accident. However, her edge seems to suggest that she just doesn't have that push to reach out and whatnot. It's kind of sad. Meanwhile, down in the flaming caverns of Lucifer's playground, aka Hell, the two demon brothers named Wendell and Wild, voiced by Key and Peele, aspired to create their own little theme park, one with rides so fast and so fun you'll get dizzy when you get off, and cotton candy so fresh you'll feel like you're eating a big fluffy cloud. Anyway, they end up discovering that a cream used by their father, Buffalo Belzer, voiced by Ving Rhames, has hallucinogenic properties and causes them to see Catherine, who they seem to be tied to, and they make a promise to find a way to bring her parents back if she summons them back to her realm. This was a very engaging story. It had a lot going on, yes, but that only gave the film so much more energy due to how lively it made the story overall. I really liked how well both Hell and the Living World were explored because of all the dedication that went into building those two worlds and creating the characters that were residing in them, which ultimately made the film so much more real. I haven't seen all of Selick's films, but I would most definitely put this one up there with his other ones, such as A Nightmare Before Christmas, because of the creativity of the premise. This also has some very nice curveballs thrown in as well. Like, there was a lot of stuff I really wasn't expecting in this film. I think that's kind of to be expected with Jordan Peele as well. You kind of have to expect the unexpected with him. I give Promise an A+. It was so much fun and also very investing because of how much was going on. Next is voice acting, and I was fairly impressed at how much of an emotional impact Catherine left. As mentioned before, she is dealing with a lot of regret surrounding the death of her parents, and you could tell just from her interaction with others just how much it's weighing on her. She just sounds kind of done with everything. It's really sad to watch in that sense, but ultimately made for a tear-jerking, yet very authentic performance. Kudos to Lyra Cross for the stellar work. I also love the way Wendell and Wild interact with each other, and I feel Key and Peele, having known each other for so long, were able to exhibit that kind of bond through the brothers due to the banter exchanged by the two and due to the strong, like interactions that Key and Peele have had in real life. Like, they've known each other since 2012, actually way before that, it seems. So I definitely think that them having that kind of bond helped reflect in the brothers as well. Like, you can tell the two brothers in this film might have had their ups and downs, but in the end they really do care for each other since they practically do everything together. And as I said, because of the chemistry Key and Peele share as best friends, it seems, I definitely feel that it helped. And Ving Rhames dominated as Buffalo Belzer. You can tell he had so much fun playing that role, and the way he gets into it definitely helped give the character more personality. I mean, he has an entire musical number dedicated to the damn souls he gets to torment. I give acting an A. I definitely feel it gave the characters more life. Now, animation. The animation in this was so pleasing to look at. Everyone who worked on bringing this film to life deserves a pat on the back and a raise of at least about maybe $200,000. Okay, I'm being hyperbolic, but they really did do a fine job with this because of how vibrant and colorful they truly made these two worlds. You can tell the animators put everything in this because of how much detail they put into each scene. So much was put into this special that in some instances, especially when the brewery is shown at the beginning, looked so real because of how much went into it. I give animation an A+. Very lively in a lot of areas. Next is humor, and I feel like the funniest part of this for me was Wild, in my opinion. His slightly irresponsible yet very laid-back approach with things was very comical. I mean, think about it. He just gets the idea to eat hair cream. What was going through his mind before he ate it? I just enjoyed him so much because of how quirky he could get, and the way Wendell reacts to all of his antics just adds to the comedy since he's kind of like the slightly more responsible one. I give humor an A+. It definitely helped to distract from the more darker material in the films such as Grief and Loss. Finally, directing. I really liked the way this entire film played out. A lot of different storylines went into it, which is kind of expected in this kind of story where literally two worlds are shown. But Selleck still weaves the story in a way that was easy to take in and didn't get overwhelming. The backstories and struggles that Selleck gave these characters made them very sympathetic and had me rooting for them because of that fact. I especially love the work that went into creating this world, and it isn't short of anything you'd find in A Nightmare Before Christmas or Coraline. Soon, my feline friend. Soon. Anyway, I give directing an A-. Overall, Wendell and Wild is a fun film to watch with a lot of heart. You can tell so much care went into it because of how much personality the characters have and how unique they all truly were. I also have to give kudos to the team behind and to the world the team beyond this built as well. Kind of lost my place there. I give Wendell and Wild an A+, and I highly recommend it for anyone who is a fan of Selleck's work, or for people who just want a light, fun watch for the pumpkin holiday. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and sub for more content.